smile. You can't, it won't come off my face. Over the next 3 days, we're gonna be driving over 1,000 kilometers from Whistler to Dawson Creek, British Columbia, which is where the Alaska Highway officially starts. The furthest north we've ever been in North America is right here in Whistler. So from here on out, it's gonna be new territory for us, and we can't wait to see tons of new scenery.
And we can't think of a more Canadian way to start this leg of our road trip than with some Tim Hortons. Timmy H!
Timmy!
For those of you unfamiliar with Tim Hortons, or as it's nicknamed Timmy's, or as we like to call it, Timmy H, it's Canada's largest quick-serve restaurant chain, and it's named after its founder, Canadian hockey player Tim Horton. If we had to compare it to something in the US, we'd say it's most like Dunkin' Donuts because they're mostly known for coffee and donuts.
And that's exactly what we got. A couple coffees and some Timbits. Timbits are basically donut holes, and they have 4 flavors right now, and we got a variety of all of them. Birthday cake, strawberry, chocolate, and honey dip. Which one should I go with first? Choices. Let's go chocolate. Easy choice. Yep, all from donut hole.
So just to make it clear, Tim Hortons isn't the world's best coffee shop or donut shop, but it's reliable. You can find it almost anywhere in Canada, and it's pretty dang good for what it is. I'm eyeing the strawberry one because I think it has stuff inside of it. Yeah, baby, that is good. This birthday cake one is definitely the best in my opinion, but we're pretty sad because we missed the Timbiebs by 5 days. It's a special they're doing with Justin Bieber starting June 6th. We're here on June 1st. Special Timbits, special drink. It all looks so delicious, so I have a feeling we'll be back in 5 days to try it. It's 1 week later, and look what's happening. We're trying the Timbiebs. Those are so unbelievably yummy. I've had that joke planned for like 7 days now.
And now on to Nairn Falls. Let's go.
Nairn Falls is located at Nairn Falls Provincial Park, and it's only about a 3-kilometer round-trip hike to get to the falls. And one thing we haven't really explained in our Canada video so far is what a provincial park is. And basically, it's just what a state park is in the United States. But one big difference that we've noticed, at least compared to many state parks in the United States, is that all of the provincial parks are totally free.
Whoa, yeah!
That's way cooler than I thought it would be.
Me too.
This waterfall is a perfect example of just how powerful water can be, especially when eroding rock. There's all these little particles in the water, and when the water swirls in a circular motion, together they create these things called potholes, which over time just get deeper and deeper and then eventually form underground passages.
This drive is mind-blowing ridiculous. so many big mountains. It's crazy.
We got another bear! And we caught him on camera this time! Woo! We were able to pull over safely, no one was coming, and see him just hanging out. Man!
Just on the hillside.
That is, we saw 3 on Vancouver Island. We've seen 2 here.
Yeah.
We're at 5 bears here in Canada, with more to come. We saw a sign on this drive that said, "You're now in grizzly bear country." So we have a variety of bears. I can't even talk, I'm so excited. I don't think the excitement of seeing a bear is ever going to wear off.
It's not gonna wear off. We haven't even scratched the surface of this road yet, this journey up through Canada to Alaska. I've already seen so many bears.
Man, we've seen more bears in the last 2 weeks than we've ever seen in our entire life.
Yeah. Add another bear to the list. Just saw another little guy.
We promise we won't freak out about every bear we see for the next few months on our way up to Alaska and in Alaska. But right now, it's just so new and exciting.
Catherine's so good at spotting them too. I always notice them until it's too late, and if she wouldn't have said anything, I might not even seen it, but yeah, you're good at it. We're making a quick pit stop to check out Seton Lake, which is a freshwater fjord that has a gorgeous color from glacial silt. And to see the lake and the surrounding area, we're hiking up the Seton Lake Lookout, which is a quick 1.3 kilometer hike that overlooks the turquoise colored lake and a hairpin turn in the road below. The first time I saw this view was I was thumbing through the milepost book back in Austin before we left this year. And man, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to stop at that. And here we are.
4-ish months later.
Yeah, so cool.
We have an hour-and-a-half drive to the final spot that we want to check out today, and one road trip tip that we try to do always, but we're especially doing on this drive, is downloading offline Google Maps. We're able to download different sections of the rest of our route to Alaska offline. That way we can use Google Maps no matter if we have service or not. This is so helpful. We do this all the time, but especially on a drive like this where we're going to be going through some more remote stretches, it's a great way to make sure that we don't miss any of the stops we want to make.
This entire drive has been so incredible. It's hard to not stop about every 10 minutes. You just want to get out and take tons of photos. I saw this one coming up, had to make this stop. The scenery's really been changing since this morning. You know, it was white, snowy, giant mountains. Still have giant mountains, but we're getting lower in elevation, so the snow's mostly gone. And this area is really reminding us a lot of the San Juan Mountains in southwest Colorado. It's a little drier, but giant mountains, these giant gorges you drive through. And again, smile. You can't, it won't come off my face.
For our final stop of the day, we're at Chasm Provincial Park to check out a super quick overlook of this canyon. And just like many canyons we go to, as you're driving up to it, you start to think you're going crazy and wonder, is there actually a canyon here? Because all you see is just really flat land and farmland, but we caught a little peek of it, and there's definitely a canyon.
Many years ago, there were successive lava flows in the area that formed the Fraser Plateau. Then about 10,000 years ago, flowing water carved this canyon, revealing the layers of hardened lava. And now you can see these individual layers of lava flows on the wall here in tones of reds, browns, yellows, and purples.
As we mentioned in our last video, we have paid to camp basically every single night since we've gotten to Canada. But Canada has something called recreation sites, and at many of these recreation sites, they have free campgrounds. So tonight, we're trying to stay at one 20 minutes away from Chasm Canyon called Beaverdam Lake. It has 7 sites, so we're hoping we can snag one.
This campsite is so amazing and peaceful. The sites are really spread out, so you kind of feel like you have the whole place to yourself. Got the lake and the mountain views just outside our window. Got some green chili pork in the Instant Pot, and then here in a bit we're gonna watch an episode of one of our favorite shows on Netflix, Somebody Feed Phil. And then tomorrow we're gonna keep on trucking.
Today's plan is to drive to Prince George, which is 4.5 hours from where we camped last night. We're mostly gonna book it there because we have a couple things we wanna check out when we get there, but we do have one stop we wanna make along the way.
We've made it to 108 Mile House, which is one of many towns in this area with similar names like 100 Mile House, 114 Mile House, along this stretch of the drive in the South Caribou region of BC. These towns were along the Caribou Wagon Road, which is a road that prospectors traveled back in the 1800s during the Caribou Gold Rush. We're gonna grab some coffee from Rusty Iron Coffee and then check out some of these old buildings from the Gold Rush.
This coffee shop is amazing. It's located in a log cabin, so it has that log cabin vibe, but kind of a modern twist to it. And look at this view. There's this beautiful lake right outside the back that you can just sit here, enjoy your coffee with a gorgeous view. And speaking of the coffee, we got large Americanos because we are so insanely tired today. And these Americanos are delicious.
We also got to chat with the owner Ryan and then another local inside named Dane. They were both super nice and super friendly, and anytime we get to chat with locals, it just makes the experience even better. And any place that serves coffee in basically like a German Stein is a win in my book.
Just down the road from the coffee shop is the 108 Mile Ranch Heritage Site, which has a bunch of old buildings from the Gold Rush era. Unfortunately, it doesn't open till 10 a.m., so we can't go inside any of the buildings, but you are able to just freely walk around and check them out from the outside.
There's a handful of buildings you can walk around and check out here, and they're all super well maintained. There's a schoolhouse, there's a chapel, and then over here there's a big Clydesdale barn that is apparently one of the largest remaining of its kind in Canada.
Even though it's currently closed, there are a few areas where there's this open fencing or there's windows you can peek into, so we're still able to kind of check out the inside of some of the spots. It's free to visit here, but it's donation based, so if you do visit, make sure to leave a donation so they can help maintain it.
Now 3.5 hours to Prince George.
A little road trip update. We're about an hour in and the drive's been really beautiful so far today. It's very different than yesterday, but it's super lush and green. There's tons of ponds and lakes and just tons of green trees. I've been getting a little bit of work done while we've been driving. I got our monthly newsletter sent out, so if you're not signed up for that, you can sign up at the bottom of our website homepage, and I'm about to start sorting clips for our next video that I'm editing.
And I'm listening to podcasts as I enjoy this nature we're driving through. I'm listening to some fly fishing podcasts because I'm trying to soak up all those tips so I can be screaming fish on every other cast when I'm fishing in Alaska.
We have finally made it to Prince George, which is actually the largest city in northern British Columbia. Back in 1807, the Northwest Company opened a fur trading post nearby, and a settlement named Fort George emerged. And in the early 1900s, the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway entered the region, and the city became known as Prince George in 1915. And to see some of the railway history in the area, plus forestry history, we're gonna check out the Central BC Railway and Forestry Museum.
The museum costs $8 Canadian per adult, and it's home to a bunch of old restored train cars that we are super pumped to check out.
Can I get a ticket to Anchorage, please? Anyone? The train's about to leave.
All aboard!
I'm coming. Don't leave without me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're on our way. We just had this person show up really late. Yeah, but we're on our way, okay? We're coming. Ooh.
Being here is bringing back so many memories of going on the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad in Durango, Colorado last year. If you missed that video, go check it out because it's still one of my favorite experiences that we've had.
Walking through these old train cars is like stepping back in time. It seems like all the fixtures and all the furniture and things are original. These are definitely our favorite kind of museums.
Not only do they have old trains that you can walk through, but they also have a mini train that you can take a ride on for $3 per person. And I'm way too excited as an adult to go on this mini train. That was awesome.
That was too much fun. Did you get a whole suitcase of this stuff or what? Dang, this is... We couldn't drive through Canada without getting some poutine. We just grabbed some poutine from Nancy O's here in town, and they are said to have some pretty tasty poutine. Poutine is a Canadian delicacy that originated in Quebec and consists of French fries with cheese curds and gravy on top. The hot gravy melts the curds a bit and makes a delicious cheesy fried snack. They told us they made it extra big, and we're not upset about it. All right, I think with poutine, you gotta start with the fries. And these are perfectly fried. They got a little crisp to them. And then the gravy on top, it's nice and savory, a little salty. And then the cheese curds, oh yeah, they're just melty and cheesy. Oh yeah, this is like super comfort food right here, right?
My favorite part, hands down, are the gooey curds. The hot, gooey, cheesy cheese curds. Want cheese curd?
Our plan tonight is to stay at another free recreation site. There's a handful to choose from in the Prince George area, but we're hoping for Dougherty Creek, which is only about 20 minutes from town. Looks like we got the whole campground to ourselves.
Nice.
Oh yeah. You ready for another fun day?
Yeah! Woo! Woohoo! Today is going to be our longest drive so far, 5 hours up to Dawson Creek. We plan to make a few stops along the way, and our first stop is Teapot Mountain Recreation Site, which is about an hour drive away.
There are quite a few lakes in this area, so we're hiking up the Teapot Mountain Trail, which is about 2.8 kilometers round trip. Ah, there's bugs. So many bugs.
This trail, oh, I think I just swallowed a bug. This trail is very appropriately named Teapot Mountain because it is steep. Get it? Because you steep tea? This is the hardest trail we've done in a long time. Oh, it's kicking my butt.
Not even at the final viewpoint, the main one you come for, and look at this.
This part of Canada is really reminding us of Minnesota, and y'all know how much we loved Minnesota's North Shore and the Northwoods. There's just trees as far as the eye can see. It's so green. There's all these rivers and lakes and ponds. It's so different than the first part of our drive, but it's so beautiful.
Heck yeah.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah. Just a PSA, pick up after yourself. There's lots of little trash around here. It's a bummer. Don't want to just share the pretty views up here. Look at all this trash. Somebody had full-on instant noodles and just thought this tree was a good trash can, I guess.
Friendly or maybe unfriendly reminder, your mom doesn't work here. Pick up after yourself. I guess Adam's your mom now because he's picking up after you. We have been driving for about an hour and a half and the scenery is getting better and better. We're starting to approach the Rocky Mountains and we're making a very quick pit stop at Bijoux Falls, which is literally just off the side of the road.
That water is so cold, the wind is just blowing off of it. Ooh, and it's misty. Woo.
It is so misty and cold. I cannot see out of my glasses right now. I am soaking wet, but that was so fun.
These mountains just popped out of nowhere. They are massive, snowy, and rocky. Just wow.
We found this dirt lot just off the side of the road with the most epic mountain backdrop. We had to just stop here and soak it in for a bit. This is too beautiful.
Add it to the...
We're adding bear number 7 to the list. We're actually gonna keep track of this because we're very curious how much we will see of each animal along this journey.
Just down the road from the overlook we just stopped at is Pine Les Marais Park, and they have this beautiful lake here called Heart Lake. Thought it'd be a great spot for a picnic. We just have some leftovers, nothing exciting.
But the view's great.
But the view's great.
We just met a local and his adorable daughter at the lake and chatted with him for a while, and we just have to say that everyone in Canada, especially the last few days, have just been so incredibly friendly and welcoming and nice. They'll talk to you for a while and give you a bunch of tips, and as we mentioned at the coffee shop, it just makes the experience even better, so shout out to all the Canadians out there. But we're back on the road and we have 2 hours till our final destination of the day, Dawson Creek.
We're giving Kona a little potty break and we stopped in the town of Chetwynd, which is known for their chainsaw carvings like this, and we're just missing the Chetwynd International Chainsaw Carving Competition by about a week. I think it's next weekend, but they do have all these previous winners, like first place, second place on this stretch here, so we're gonna check some of them out.
These are all crazy impressive. I have no idea how they pick who gets first place because they are all so detailed and beautiful. And what's really cool is that there are carvers from all over the world. We saw one from Japan, one from Lithuania, and one from our hometown of Austin, Texas.
After 3 amazing days of driving up through part of British Columbia, we have made it to Dawson Creek, the start of the Alaska Highway, which is the road we'll be taking for the next almost 1,900 kilometers all the way to the Alaska border. Tonight we're staying at the Mile Zero campground, and tomorrow the Alaska Highway journey will finally begin. We got up here and we saw smoke as we're walking up, and we're like, that's not good. And then we noticed here is a little old campfire, I guess, that somebody didn't put all the way out. Yeah, they call me the fireman. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames.
and one from our hometown of Austin, Texas. Shout out Gordon Ramsay. No, that wasn't his name. Was it? What was his name?
Timmy's, here we come. I feel like that thing from South Park. Timmy.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
We're giving Coney a little Coney.
It's our plateau, but they spelled it wrong.